This is a prototype issue for Ant-Man, Strange Tale 78, and you can see it's all about the Martian here on the cover, or what looks like an ant-like creature. So, me having never read this, I thought that this cover art would refer to the story that had the Ant-Man prototype in it, right? It's an ant-like looking crazy Martian creature. Not the case, and it gets even more confusing than that once we go inside. So let's do that. This cover art bit here refers to story 1, Martian Walks Among Us. I'm going to have to hold this for the first couple pages with my hands. And look at these monsters here. Not anything resembling like what you see on the cover, right? I'm just going to skip ahead here to show you the monster that's on the cover and what it's referring to here in the story. Okay, page 2 now. So this is the Martian that's disguised as a human. And you can see what it looks like. The best shot of it here is my favorite panel in the whole story. Thank you, Mr. Kirby, again and again, huh? Looks nothing like the ant like figure on the cover, right? So I saw that, and that happens sometimes. You know, the cover art will be way off what actually happens in the story, and it's because one thing was made before the other. You know, and they're not completely synced up as far as communicating what's going to happen inside the comic versus on the cover, and you get some mishaps like that. But this is still an amazing story with amazing Kirby art and great Stan Lee writing. I'm not going to focus too much on that. I just want to focus on how this was not Ant-Man related at all, right? It looks like it would be on the cover, and this is an Ant-Man prototype issue, and I always thought that was because of the cover art with, you know, this is the monster here, this is the Martian. I always thought that this guy right here was the Ant-Man prototype dealie with this whole Strange Tale 78, but not the case. Let me show you. It's all the way back in the end here with, I think it's Steve Ditko who does it on the last story, story 4, what the actual Ant-Man prototype story is. You can see it right away. Dear reader, what would you have done if you were, not Ant-Man, fellas, no, Worm-Man. Look at this crazy Tarzan-looking mofo. So, oh yeah, see, it is Steve Ditko, if you can see down there. I love this period for Steve Ditko, man. Just before he starts to work on Spidey. Ooh, he has really sharpened his craft at this point and letting it go on all cylinders, if you ask me. Anyways, as far as the Ant-Man related stuff, this is Worm-Man, who starts off as a regular person as you do, but he has a secret. He takes one pill and instantly he has become the spy who cannot be caught, aka the Worm-Man. Worm-Man goes on his adventure, starts to show off what he can do when he's this small, crawling up wires, crawling through rat holes, spying on military personnel, and it is all so easy, so very easy. He starts to get a little bit more aggressive. He breaks in somewhere small, then takes another pill that makes him get big. See? His growth pill. Noticing the similarities? Yes. Breaks into a safe, then takes another pill to shrink. Yes, we see the similarities. This is why we have a prototype issue here, peoples. Yes, sir. That is what the Worm-Man actually looks like. Not quite as handsome as our Hank Pym. Not quite. Here we are on the last page. So he's not a good guy, and he ends up getting punished for it in the end of the story, as any bad guy would in these classic 5-page stories and Strange Tales and the like from late 50s, early 60s. Runs into a rat. Rat accidentally knocks down his box of pills, his growth pills and shrink pills. Now he has a choice. What can he do? He's got to go down where the rat is to get his pills, but he can't because he'll die, and they leave it right there with the cliffhanger. How great is that? How great is that? So creative.